ngā wā tuku maunga, ko te rea tuku awa, he urea hau ko Samoa, laua ko panga, kei te tihi o waru tuku kāinga I nei, ko Dunedin Girls High School tuku kura, ko Sefo tuku ingoa whānau, ko Faith tuku ingoa. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. And in my mother tongue, malolele and talofa, talofa, talofa lava. The fingers of one hand. In my speech today, the topic is the fingers of one hand. First, what does this topic mean to me? This topic, in connection to race relations here in Aotearoa, is if we take a look at our fingers, if we take a look at our hands, there is no one finger that is the same. They are all different, just like us. You see, I might be Samoan Tongan, have darker skin than you, who might be of Irish descent and have pale skin. But we have a lot in common. You see, we are all humans. We both bleed red. We both have a brain and a pumping heart. These links should bring us together, to shed light to our differences, but also to keep us humble and remembering that we are all humans at the end of the day. This is like the palm of our hands. You see, it links each and every one of our fingers to create the five-fingered hand we all like to use in everyday life. Today, I'll be talking about how some of our dark history has impacted modern-day racism, why it is important for us to use this in order to progress forward, the necessary steps we must take in order to get there, as well as one of my own experiences of racism here in Aotearoa. The fingers of one hand. In New Zealand society today, we carry a very diverse community that is not always appreciated. We can see this by taking a look back at our history, starting with Te Tiriti o Waitangi. You see, the main purpose for Te Tiriti o Waitangi for Māori was to protect Māori culture, customs, and language. However, in December of 2021, Māori MP Rawiri Waititi was ejected from Parliament purely for refusing to wear a tie instead of his pounamu. I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem like protecting our Māori culture to me. Then we have the Chinese gold miners from the late 1860s. You see, these Chinese miners were invited to New Zealand to rework the gold fields European miners previously mined. However, they were excluded by the Europeans as well as the wider community for their lack of English and appearance. Today, because of the racism they faced back then, we have created racist stereotypes naturally. That all Chinese people look the same, that all Chinese people speak broken English, and that all Chinese people cannot see because of the shape of their eyes. You might use these stereotypes as jokes, but it falls under racism, and you, my friends, might not even realize that. Scary, huh? Enter the dawn raids in the 1970s, where Pasifika and Māori, regardless whether they were here legally or not, were all being raided due to New Zealand's economic recession. You see, dawn raiders were filtering through illegal migrants based on race and colour. Since then, Pasifika and Māori never really rekindled their relationship with the police. Yet, our government still reckon they do not understand why 52.7% of prisoners in New Zealand are Māori, why 22% are Pasifika. Interesting, don't you think? The fingers of one hand. The suffering and oppression that these specific groups are facing in Aotearoa affects the well-being progress of the whole because their struggle is our struggle. You see, if we don't take the time to acknowledge that these past events have occurred, how do we expect to solve the current racism we have in society today? By simply taking notes from our past, it can help us to not repeat history, but make a change for the better to eradicating racism from our country, which is flourishing vigorously. The fingers of one hand. The suffering and oppression that our minority groups are facing here in Aotearoa affects the well-being progress of the whole because we are in denial. You see, we are failing to accept, acknowledge, and take responsibility of our actions, or lack of, which has led us to where we are today. The fingers of one hand. You see, we all have a role to play if we want to eradicate racism and build social cohesion. If I want to change the world, I need to start with myself first. Every single one of us could change something. Change the way we react when we hear racist accusations against anyone. Change the way we use the race card to our advantage in certain circumstances. Change the way we teach our kids about racism. Change the way we as a country neglect to teach these parts of history in Aotearoa schools. Change starts with us. Little change is still change. You see, I come from a prominent white school and I'm making little change, but it's still change. I was the first Pasifika student representative on our school board in 2021, and now I am the first Pasifika head girl, 2022. Change is still change. The fingers of one hand. Earlier this year, I came across my own set of racism. Studying one afternoon in our town library, listening to music, and making my way through my biology homework that was due yesterday. To my right, a white woman reading what looked to be like a magazine, and to my left, a white male reading the wonders of farming. Then a white elderly gentleman entered the library and made it known that he did not want me there. I took out my AirPods to hear what the commotion was about, and to my surprise, this white man was calling me the N-word, telling me that I had to get out. Growing up, my mom always taught me to respect my elders. So I started to think to myself, Faith, do I still respect this white man who obviously has a problem with the color of my skin? You see, because in the Samoan culture, we also have to stick up for ourselves, and that's what my mom taught me. So the two were kind of contradicting each other. Before I could even move, the woman on my right and the man on my left came to my defense. Told this white man if anyone was to leave the library, it should be him because I had done nothing wrong. When the situation was resolved, these two people whom I've never met continued to comfort me, telling me my skin color was beautiful and that I should be proud of it. I thanked them and left the library that day. You see, we need to be like these two members of the public, immediately responding to racism when we hear it, comforting each other, lifting each other up, appreciating the differences that make us all unique, because change starts with us, the fingers of one hand. Change starts with us. Change, it starts with me. And change, my friends, it starts with you. Gradually, I believe that we can get there, to the place of unity where racism is nowhere to be found, simply by learning from our past, changing for the better, and doing it all together. Luke chapter 6, verse 31. Do to others as you would have them do to you. The fingers of one hand. Malo.